Hello everyone, and welcome to my Iconic Goodbyes channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, March 18th, Claire's jealousy, Audra's quandary, and Victor pressure. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 are available. Claire Grace Newman's jealousy will be revealed tomorrow. Of course, Summer Newman will take advantage of the situation. Meanwhile, Audra Charles finds herself in a terrible situation. Kyle Abbott's catch-up in the following episode. Summer is likely to run into Kyle Abbott at the coffee shop. Of course, she will inform her ex-husband that Phyllis Summers is well following the kidnapping investigation. Summer, on the other hand, may use the fact that the abductor is still at large to cling to Kyle. Claire Grace Newman's jealousy. If Kyle gives his ex a reassuring embrace, Claire will most likely stroll in. Claire has tried to be patient and sympathetic, but the relationship is becoming more like a threesome. Read more, find out what occurred on the last episode of YNR. There was a time last week when Summer interrupted Kyle's date to discuss Harrison Abbott. There was no real emergency, and she could have waited until the next morning or sent a text message. Claire excused herself and gave them some time alone to discuss. Claire's speech and body language, however, indicate that she is becoming frustrated. So, it's clear that Claire is being pushed, and she may burst soon. Victor Newman's pressure. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, March 18th indicate that Victor Newman will put some pressure on Kyle. The father is completely opposed to Kyle and Claire being together. It does not appear to matter that Claire is an adult woman capable of making her own decisions. People don't learn anything if they can't make mistakes, therefore this protective explanation isn't actually valid. In any event, how will Kyle handle Victor's reality check? Lily Winters will also attempt to uncover Damian Kane's true motivations. Across town, Lily Winters will struggle to identify Damian Kane's. Although Lily is attracted and intrigued by Damian, she wonders if his secrets imply he is a threat. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Furthermore, Holden Novak puts Audra in a tough situation. So far, Audra appears to be able to manage Holden. However, as the days pass, he appears to get more pushy. This is concerning, so stay tuned. The Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, March 18th. Summer steals Kyle and admits Victor wants them back together. The Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, March 18th suggests that Summer Newman will sneak away with Kyle Abbott and admit that Victor Newman wants them back together. Let's talk about all the drama from Tuesday's YNR episode. Summer will provide Kyle with updates on Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman's kidnapping before thanking him for all of his help. Summer will stroke Kyle's arm just as Claire Newman comes in on the intimate moment. Claire will appear taken aback, but she will remain calm and press a kiss on Kyle as if she were asserting her territory. Claire will be relieved to learn that Phyllis and Sharon are fine. Summer would insinuate that a new psychopath is continually emerging from the woodwork to target her family, therefore she will make a dig at Claire's background with that statement. Claire will eventually bring up how she was able to resume her romantic evening with Kyle following Summer's previous interruption. Summer will surely be unhappy about this. Although Kyle will invite Claire to eat with him, she will have to return to work. Summer will encourage Kyle to join her for lunch after Claire has left. Kyle and Summer will stop by Victor's table at the GCAC, where he will question Kyle about Jack Abbott's situation at Jabot. Victor will say he is relieved to hear Kyle confirm that everything is going smoothly. Kyle will refuse to believe Victor is delighted, believing he is only hunting for information to indicate the Abbotts are ready to disintegrate. When Victor dismisses him, Kyle will join Summer at a table and whine about him. Summer will discuss Victor's attempt to break Kyle apart from Claire and push him back towards Summer instead. Summer will act as if she disagrees with Victor's point of view, but she will hint that Victor wants them to rejoin for Harrison Abbott's sake. Nate Hastings will meet with Lily and Devon Winters at his flat to discuss business. Damian Kane will interrupt with his concerns after learning Amy Lewis had been admitted to a hospital in Chicago. Nate will realize he missed some calls during his meeting, so he will contact Amy's doctor to confirm that her new therapy has begun immediately. Damian will be frightened at how quickly everything is occurring, but Nate will reassure him. When Damien believes he should go to Chicago to support Amy, Nate offers to accompany him. It will leave Nate feeling optimistic about bonding with Damien on this journey as brothers. Holden Novak will join Audra Charles in the society bar, where he will confront her for sending him mixed signals recently. Audra will admit that Nate sent the text reaffirming their friendship, but she is open to the possibility as long as Holden respects boundaries. Holden will want to begin proving himself with a harmless lunch, so he will invite himself to Nate and Audra's forthcoming meal. Holden and Audra will dine alone after Nate cancels his trip to Chicago. Holden will recollect how Audra used to drink more alcohol and be much more careless. Holden's reminiscing about some amusing moments will have Audra giggling as Lily and Devon walk in on them having a good time. After Devon and Lily have a cold encounter with Holden and Audra, Holden realizes that Audra hasn't won over Nate's family in the same way she has Nate. Devon will prefer to keep alone themselves at a table. However, Lily will be concerned that there is more to the story than Holden and Damien have told them. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Lily will continue her investigation, so she will undoubtedly make more unsettling predictions along the road. Backstage at the Young and the Restless with Judah Mackey. Judah Mackey, the outstanding young actor who plays Connor Newman on The Young and the Restless, gave viewers a behind-the-scenes look at his average day, from pulling into the studio parking lot to walking on set to join his co-stars and tape their parts. A typical day on YNR begins with an early call time, Mackey stated. When I arrive, I go through security, have a small breakfast, and then go to the closet to make sure everything fits exactly. Afterward, I return to my dressing room to rehearse my lines before the blocking session. Then we have a rehearsal and are ready to tape. The video posted by Mackey begins with a point-of-view shot from inside a car rolling into the parking lot of Television City, the studio complex where YNR, Sister Soap the Bold and the Beautiful, and other shows are shot. There's even a special parking space with his name. After a quick wave to the camera, the young performer enters the premises and invites viewers to join him for a behind-the-scenes glimpse at a day in the life of a YNR actor. After experimenting on outfits in the wardrobe department, Mackey is seen in a dressing room working on a laptop, analyzing the book Little Things Are Big by author Jesus Colon. While working on set, 3 hours are dedicated to schooling, confessed the actor. I am grateful to ICL Academy for allowing me to pursue my passion for acting while still gaining a high-quality education. Then it's over to the hair and makeup department, so Mackey is camera ready to make his way onto the Crimson Lights set, where he'll join co-stars and TV parents Melissa Claire Egan, Chelsea, and Mark Grossman, Adam, for their parts. YNR spoilers, shocking security footage reveals Alan Chance's urgent mission to save Tracy. According to spoilers and updates from The Young and the Restless, Alan Lawson, also known as Martin Lawson, is scheduled to emerge on security camera footage near a hardware store. As a result, Chancellor rushes to stop him from flying to Paris with Tracy Abbott in order to save her life. Chance's shocking discovery during the week of March 17 to 21st, Chance's inquiry will take an unexpected turn when he discovers a remote-controlled gadget hooked to the gas line at Havenhurst Psychiatric Clinic. After some study, he will discover that this equipment was purchased at a nearby hardware store. Fortunately, there is surveillance footage that catches everyone who enters and exits the store, and it will be reviewed for anyone Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers may identify. The tape will eventually expose Alan, which will come as a surprise to Chance. Unless Alan paid for the equipment in cash, there should be a paper trail. Even if not, there could be video footage from within the business. Chance will confirm Alan bought the device. Chance will finally discover that Alan is the one who purchased the device, providing a fuller picture of the scenario. Sharon and Phyllis's experiences mirrored a skewed type of therapy, which will provide insight into Alan's history as a therapist. While Chance may not instantly grasp the Martin twin switch, he may think that Alan has lost his sense of reality. According to YNR spoilers, Chance will try to piece things together as the story progresses. The actual Alan looks to have died as a result of his fall off the balcony in France, and with little thought, Chance might be able to connect the connections. Chance suspects Martin switched clothing with Alan during or shortly after his fall from the balcony, resuming his twin's persona. Regardless of the circumstances, Chance will soon discover that Alan is responsible for Phyllis and Sharon's problems. This revelation is certain to create concerns about Tracy's safety, especially if he discovers she's going to Paris with Alan to look into wedding venues. Tracy may share some news with her family prior to her departure, and Martin, anticipating an impending problem, may seek to whisk Tracy away from Genoa City before things collapse. Will Chance rush to the airport in an attempt to stop Alan from departing the nation with Tracy, making disturbing prophecies about the future? Spoilers for The Young and the Restless, as Alan become Martin psychologically? Fans of The Young and the Restless are wondering whether Tracy Abbott is engaged to Alan Lawson or his villainous doppelganger Martin Lawson. Fans are aware that Martin allegedly died after falling out of a window in Paris. Could this be a psychological issue rather than a matter of swapping places? Does Alan experience grief-induced psychosis? How did Ashley Abbott's death lead to two Alan Lawrence? All of this began when Alan was treating Ashley Abbott's dead. Nevertheless, fans recall Martin kidnapping Alan at some time and impersonating him. The issue appears to have arisen when Ashley ended up with multiple personalities to deal with this. Martin seems to have been committed at one point. Martin felt envious of Alan and wished to be like him instead of the sibling who needed to be cared for. However, while mimicking Alan, Martin severely screwed with Ashley's head. Ashley believed she had told Alan something he couldn't remember. Alan believes she gave this information to Martin instead of him. Martin Lawson messed up Ashley Abbott badly. Martin wreaked havoc while acting as Alan, particularly with Ashley. Ashley was happily married to Tucker McCall. Ashley and Tucker had a minor fight that Martin exaggerated, and that was the end of their relationship. Tucker tried to tell Ashley that things were not as she remembered them, but he couldn't get through to her. Tucker tried multiple times to work things out with Ashley, but to no avail. Ashley only realized her mistake when Alan was located and Martin was exposed. Ashley wasn't ready to try to fix things, so she and Tucker parted ways as friends. Martin's damage isn't done yet, as Ashley has informed her daughter that she isn't 100%. Alan Lawson feels guilty for not helping Martin Lawson. Alan regrets not being able to help his brother. Alan, unlike Martin, genuinely cared about his brother's well-being. Alan wanted to be in a relationship with him. Alan was overcome with anguish as he blamed himself for his brother's death. However, he is relieved that his brother cannot harm anybody else. Now, Alan has kidnapped Phyllis Summer and Sharon Newman and subjected them to a massive psychological experiment. Since Martin and Alan couldn't truly trade places, might Martin have did himself and had a second personality that was none other than Martin? Perhaps this is the only way Alan can cope with the death of his brother. Checking reality, questioning motives, and pressing luck. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, March 18th, tease some major developments in Genoa City. Someone gets a reality check, another character's motives are questioned, and someone tries their luck with a friend. According to The Young and the Restless spoilers on Tuesday, March 18th, Victor Newman will confront Kyle Abbott with the realities of his situation. Will it be about his connection with Claire Newman, or something else? The mustache is adamantly opposed to Claire's romance with Jack Abbott's son, so what will Victor say or do to keep the arrogant young Abbott in check? Fans will need to tune in to find out. Speaking of arrogance, Lily Winters will question Damian Kane's motivations. Who would blame her? Nate Hastings' half-brother has been mysterious since he arrived in town. But what precisely is she questioning him about this time? His economic reasons or his interest in her? Finally, Holden Novak will push his luck with Audra Charles. Holden and Audra have a past, but she also has a present and future with Nate. Nate has been wary of Holden's motives with Audra and has cautioned her about him. The brunette has also attempted to keep her old friend at away. Even Damian cautioned Holden against becoming involved with Audra. With that said, how will Holden test his luck on Tuesday's show? Will he invite Audra out for a drink or even dinner? Will she shoot him down? Could he run across Claire at the GCAC in the wake of Audra's rejection? Michelle Stafford wraps up Phyllis and Sharon's story on Young and the Restless. Michelle Stafford sent a thoughtful note to her YNR cast members. The Young and the Restless featured a captivating plot with Phyllis and Sharon. Michelle Stafford took viewers behind the scenes to see the frenemies kidnapped and held in a subterranean clinic by Alan. Stafford concludes this saga with a bittersweet conclusion. Stafford took to Instagram on Sunday, March 16, to reveal additional behind-the-scenes photos from the moment in which Chance, Nick, and Billy rescue Phyllis and Sharon. The video features a collage of great events from the YNR cast. Stafford used background music to communicate her emotions. She was feeling love for her co-stars. So there's the end of that narrative. Stafford captioned the post, "These are my beautiful friends that I love so much and get to work with every day, Red Heart." The tribute video began with footage of Stafford and Cait discussing behind the scenes. Morrow and Floyd were also seen having fun as they made their way to the basement clinic. Fans also had a surprise from Michael Graziadei, who sat in his dressing room. Touching tribute, Sharon and Phyllis may not get along on the program, but they had to learn how to resolve their issues. Behind the scenes, these two are best buddies. That is how Stafford feels about all of her co-stars. Some fans enjoyed witnessing the close-knit ensemble, while others were completely invested in this tale. "What a storyline it was, firesome thing, tells me it's not over, though," a Twitter user commented. "I adore seeing what happens behind the scenes." Another user commented. Another fan expressed admiration for the cast and staff. "I love how you guys exhibit so many various sides of your characters. Congratulations to the A-team for coming to your rescue." "Clapperboard movie camera film projector film frames smiling face with sunglasses," a third user remarked. "We want to see more of Phyllis and Sharon on our screens. We know they will not be the best of friends. But there's no denying that the event has altered them and their interaction in some manner." What are your thoughts on Stafford's most recent Instagram post? Let us know in the comments section. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.